What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all mash that like button and subscribe button as soon as you come to the building. I want to get 10,000 subs, man, ASAP. Y'all help me get there. The top changes Kansas City needs to make after losing the Super Bowl. Guys, I never anticipated Kansas City would look as bad as they look. But what it lets me know is they got to make some changes, guys. Because they came up against a real defense, and it just exposed everything that's wrong with Kansas City, guys. And I'm going to just give y'all my 3 things I think they should do. Y'all get down in the comment section if you agree or if you disagree. But I would love to hear what y'all think after y'all hear my 3. The first thing they need to do, and this is going to be controversial, trade Travis Kelce for a #1 receiver option for Patrick Mahomes. We know Patrick Mahomes ain't going nowhere. Patrick Mahomes, man, he stayed in there, did all he could, really showed his warrior spirit. But I think it's over for Travis Kelce, man. I think everything else he got going on, the podcast, Taylor Swift, all this kind of stuff, I think it's time you got to trade him for a #1 option for Patrick Mahomes. He's no longer that emergency outlet that could create separation. Now, granted, Patrick Mahomes didn't have a whole lot of time, but even still, guys, Travis Kelce is no longer the Travis Kelce that we saw, and I think he got exposed more than anybody. Mahomes can still do what he does, but he needs some people who can separate so that he can get rid of that ball. And I think Travis Kelce, all the rest of those receivers are just not prime receivers. You're not going to get much for them, but you can get a wide receiver #1 option if you trade Travis Kelce. That's the first thing, guys. Second thing I want to see done with the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid said he's going to coach 1 more year. I think right now, Kansas City Chiefs need to break the bank and go ahead and hire Cliff Kingsbury. Guys, years ago, I had a chance to watch Cliff Kingsbury coach Patrick Mahomes. They were playing Arizona State in Phoenix. I was in town for an Arizona Cardinals game. Arizona Cardinals, New England Patriots, as a matter of fact. And the night before, we went to Arizona State, Texas Tech. And that was my first time ever seeing Patrick Mahomes. Who was his coach? Cliff Kingsbury. What has Cliff Kingsbury done with Jaden Daniels? They need a coach in waiting. If Andy Reid is going to coach 1 more year, go ahead and call Cliff Kingsbury and get him back with Patrick Mahomes, guys. They need something that's going to open up that offense and get away from holding on to what clearly didn't work last night. Cliff Kingsbury can actually bring out the best in Patrick Mahomes, and I think Patrick Mahomes would welcome it. And we need somebody who's going to innovate that offense again. I love Andy Reid, but the NFL has adjusted. We've lost the 3-peat option, so that's nothing to worry about no more. It's time for Kansas City to bring in some fresh blood. Notice I didn't say bring Eric Bieniemy back. I said you got to bring Cliff Kingsbury in. That year off that he took after he got fired from Arizona and came back and what he did with Washington, I think it's time for Kansas City to call him. And finally, guys, every draft pick needs to be an offensive lineman. Every draft pick needs to be an offensive lineman. Guys, they were getting exposed all season, but they just couldn't do it last night. They could not hold up last night, and I think it's time that they build that line. Notice, guys, you need some young guys who can keep up with these defensive ends, man. These linebackers, because what happens is, guys, I don't know if you want to trade for an experienced lineman, because once they kind of get that money, things change. I think you need to draft some college guys and let Cliff Kingsbury build an offense around some young, speedy guys who got some maneuverability, who can keep up with Patrick Mahomes and won't get holding calls when he breaks the pocket or end up being illegal men downfield. All that kind of stuff that really hurt Kansas City yesterday, man. Those are my 3 things, guys. Trade Travis Kelce for a wide receiver #1 option. Bring in Cliff Kingsbury as the coach in waiting. And then every draft pick should be an offensive lineman. And they can be right back in the mix next year, because there's no problem with Patrick Mahomes, guys. And the defense played well. The turnovers were crazy. So I think Kansas City has an option to be right back in the mix next year. Y'all get down in the comment section. Is Jeff crazy or is Jeff on to something? If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that bell for notifications. And until next time, I'm going to holler.